In today's video, we're taking a look at a monitor from 2004, but not just any monitor. Stick around and let's find out. Hi everyone, my name is Robert Mizen and I make videos on beep stuff. And today's video, we are making content on the Apple Cinema display from 2004. So this monitor is at the moment, from the time of this video, 18 years old, which is quite a long time. So how does an 18-year-old monitor stack up in 2022? I'm going to give you a little secret for the rest of this video. Good. If you can get an Apple Cinema display like one of these in good condition that works, then actually you'll be quite surprised at how well it performs. So what do we have here? I got this monitor at Erikshjälpen, which is one of the largest second-hand retailers in Sweden. I saw this on displays whilst I was looking for other stuff, and it was sold for about 740 crowns, which is about $80 US, which is not a lot. You can find cinema displays for a little bit less. You can find them quite often for more than that, depends on the condition. I saw one of these. I've been wanting one of these for a very long time when I was younger and could never afford one, because when these monitors came out, they were almost $1,300. They were one of the best monitors you could buy at the time. And by the time I actually had enough money to buy a monitor, I got something with HDMI and display ports and so on. So I never got one in the end. So I saw one and had to grab one. So what do I have for my 740 crowns / $80? What we have here is a 20-inch Apple Cinema display that began production in 2004 and ended around 2009, somewhere around then. And these had a great run. Honestly, this one's in really good condition, and design-wise, they look incredible. I still think they look really great for the time. The resolution on these monitors are maximum 1680 by 1050, so they're not HD in resolution. It's a TFT LCD, so it's not LED or QLED or anything like that. The very interesting thing about these monitors specifically is that they only have one cable coming out the back, and that one cable handles power. It has a DVI cable. It also has a cable for FireWire 400 and USB 2, because on the backs of the monitors there are two FireWire 400 ports and two USB 2 ports. Now, FireWire has obviously been phased out. It got replaced by FireWire 800 and then moved on to other things. And USB 2, of course, isn't USB 3 or USB-C. I would make an argument that the addition of those in the monitor and the way that it's done is still pretty decent anyway. It's still pretty useful if you have the equipment for it. All of the cables go through to one of these power bricks, and they have just one connector on the power brick for plugging into all of those cables. So it's actually a very tidy monitor. My plan for this video is actually to show you this monitor and clean it up a little bit, and I'm going to have edited this entire video on this monitor because I know how these work. I've seen these in action. I know how good they look. What we're going to do is we're going to plug this in, make sure it works. Erikshjälpen has a sticker on here saying that it has been tested and it does work, so I trust them with that. I'm going to plug this in, I'm going to test it out and make sure everything works the way that it does, and show you guys how good these displays look like in 2022. Remembering that these came out originally in 2004 up until 2009, so at most you're talking 18 years old till around 15 years old, something like that. So it is quite an old monitor for the time. I think for $80 US, you can get them for a bit less as well. I think it's a really good value proposition, and in this video hopefully you'll see that also. One thing we can say for sure, design wise, I think that they still hold up really well. This was in the Apple's era of aluminium design and really sleek. I mean, it's quite thick compared to normal monitors today, but they're just really nice to look at. Let's get to plugging this in and make sure it works before I spend loads of time cleaning it up. So now I've plugged everything into my Mac Pro under my desk, and then we'll turn it on. On the side there is some brightness controls and also a power button. You just press and touch it and then it turns on. I mean, it works, so that's really important obviously, but I mean, it looks really nice. Hopefully it picks up on camera. I'm actually going to move the camera a bit closer in a minute so you can see the detail of the screen. But this is a pretty nice background picture and it shows up really well on here. There's a lot of good details in here still captured. Now, of course, it's not like 4K or something like that, but my other monitors are not actually 4K, and this was also like $80. Actually, this is really nice. So I'm actually going to load up a video on here and see what it kind of looks like. So I've actually turned off one of the lights so that the camera can focus a little bit better onto the monitor, and I've got it set to 4K, so we're going to play it now and see what the content looks like together. I mean, it looks really good. I mean, it looks really amazing. I mean, the quality of this is from, it's such an old monitor as well, but it just looks amazing when you play HD content or 4K content on smaller monitors that don't support it, if the quality of the monitor itself is actually really good. And I mean, I'm very impressed with this. Now, hopefully the camera picks up the details on the skin here of like the lizards and stuff. I mean, you can see the detail is really good. So as you can see, you can get exactly what you would expect out of a monitor if you pay some good money for it. I can imagine these monitors when they came out were amazing. When they did come out, they were really famous for just the quality. So this is what a monitor from 2004 looks like, what an Apple Cinema display looks like. It's running over a DVI connection. It's got a bunch of ports on the back that are useful. The content looks great. I'm actually going to use this as a DaVinci Resolve third monitor. So I use 2 monitors when I'm using that program, but I would really like a dedicated screen on the side just for the output. And I think I'd be very happy using this screen as the output for DaVinci Resolve. It looks really incredible. So now I'm actually going to give this monitor a really good clean up. And then, yeah, $80. That's not bad. Not bad at all. Gonna be honest, when Apple make very good products, when they are on their game when it comes to their products, they do make them last. And this is one of those products that actually just looks really good and performs really well despite being 15 to 18 years old at this point. So good job with that.